So I'm in a food forest. This is really exciting, just seeing what can be done with a normal backyard. Hi. So these are the Murphys, Connor and Iris.
I'm Connor.
I'm Iris.
This is Iris. And we are incredible edible landscapes. And Parker's here with us. Not even like subtracting problems, it's adding solutions, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Brutal in the summer. Don't grow your, I mean, what are cucumbers gonna do for you anyway? They don't feed you. Fruit trees, I mean, that's what's gonna bring the most joy to your life when you're living through a Florida summer too. I mean,
so hot. They said the heat index is like 109 today.
Yeah, and a mango is going to give you more relief from that than a cherry tomato that you bent over backwards for. There's 3 different types of sweet potatoes in here. There's boniato, there's blackie, and then there's the what are these? They're Japanese type. It's like a purple skin, white flesh. Really want the heat. They're not going to grow unless it's like summer heat for some reason. If you're trying to grow crops where you have to leave space in between them, then you're gonna get tons of weeds and your beds are gonna dry out too quick because it's too hot. Like, this takes care of itself. This gets actually no water right now. You just want to plant things that you can leave alone in the summer because nobody wants to be like meticulously pulling weeds out of their garden beds.
Yeah, no.
Pigeon pea is a good one, or anything that'll just fill the space, then you can rip it all out and compost it. Turmeric is a good summer crop.
Yeah, that's what all of them.
Really low maintenance. You plant them and then dig them up and then replant them.
They're so tropical looking. Like they could be for decoration, kind of.
I like to just
They're
throw
like
them in
peace
amongst the other stuff because they don't take up a whole lot of space. Typical perennial vegetable. But it also grows way more than you can eat it. So when I need to edge this back, when it covers this path, I'll cut it all off, chop it up and throw it around the bananas, and it's like a green manure. It's a great vegetable to eat.
Super yummy.
They have a good tart flavor, but it's a perennial and it grows in the summer. One of the most useful plants in that it grows super fast. Once it gets 7-8 feet tall, you cut it all down, throw it around your fruit trees. There's a ton of nitrogen, there's a ton of minerals in it, and then it'll just keep regrowing. So it grows super well here, and that's how you can build your soil without having to bring anything external. African potato mint, this is the second year it's come back. So it's a mint family plant that makes an edible potato.
Oh, fun.
And
It's more of a root veggie.
just like sweet potatoes, when you pull it up, you can never get every piece. So there's pieces in the ground that stay there, and then they re-sprout in the spring. That'll be a nice ground cover. It'll cover this whole area, so like a living mulch. Sweet potato on your ground level. You've got some roselle hibiscus as a shrub layer. You've got bananas as the understory. You've got starfruit as an overstory kind of plant, and some moringa way above that. And
the lychee.
And lychee's covering. It's gross. Without anything. I wanted to see how much food I grew in a year, so I was weighing every time I brought in harvests, and with just me alone working full-time and running a nursery and doing all kinds of other things and having a life, I grew around 800 pounds of food, which is only in the second year of growing at all. I bet this year if we weighed it, it would be well over 1,000, probably closer to like 1,500 pounds, because we're getting more bananas, and they're actually like
more bananas too.
Yeah, they're like 30-pound racks each. You're imitating a forest floor, which is not really so much like fertilizing, but it's just creating a living soil network
that feeds it.
Yeah, when people have fruit trees in their yard and they're always raking up all the leaves from underneath them, that tree is dropping the extra resources on the ground, and then you're taking it away. So you're putting a hole in the cycle where all of the nutrients are getting pulled out of it, and then you have to add more with fertilizer.
The difference in soil between that yard and this yard.
Yeah. In South Florida, if you have bare exposed soil, it's gonna be sandy and depleted.
Gosh, this is the difference.
So when you put tons of mulch
There's like
and wood chips and compost down, you get, I mean, that's all like millipede and worm castings and composted wood chips. And this isn't even one of the most fertile sections of the yard. This is like a relatively new bed. Seaweed has all of the minerals of the sea in it, so all the micronutrients and minerals that your trees need can be found in it. So it's a free resource. You just go to the beach, collect a whole bunch of it, bring it home, and then just dunk it in water. You have to get all the extra salt off of it so it doesn't desiccate the roots of your plants, but then you can put it in your compost, or you can put it directly around the trees, and it will bring all those minerals into the soil as it decays. So these trees are set for all of their micronutrient needs. And there's some charcoal and ashes. Like the bananas really like the ashes because of high potassium.
some happy trees.
Yeah, the bananas love them. This is what I would call a agroforestry system, which is you have rows of trees like an orchard, but you have maybe 10 or 20 different species in the row, and you have in between each tree, you've got different things that serve a purpose. The thing that's going to be here till the end of time is the sapodilla tree, and everything else now, while it's small, is just filling in the space. Like, you got to plant trees a certain distance apart, but in between, while they're still growing out, you can put all this other stuff to fill the space. We've been in business for about 2 years now. Started doing farmers markets. Farmers markets are not happening right now, but anyway, we grow all of the different tropical fruit trees and perennial vegetables and support plants and pollinator plants, with an emphasis on what actually grows well here in our climate and which varieties are disease resistant and all that. Kind of the goal is so people can grow without the effort and with the knowledge and what functions plants can have. And we do visits by appointment, so people can come and pick out what they want. We do deliveries, we do installations. If somebody wants to get 10 different types of fruit trees and they want to have me come out and make sure they're planted right and mulched and irrigated, we can set up the whole thing. So we will steer you the right way. And everything from that to a entire food forest with all the good stuff in between. If they see what I'm doing and they want to go that crazy, then we'd be more than happy to do it. But some people just want a single fruit tree, and that's cool too. I'll help pick out the best variety for their area and all that good stuff.